That Don Peter of Argonne comes this night to Messina.
He was very nearby this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
And how many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
Oh, but few of any sort, none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I learned that Don Peter hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He had borne himself beyond his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectations, and you can expect me to tell you how.
I pray you, is Signor Mounton to return from the wars, or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There is none such an army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedick of Padua.
He's returning as pleasant as he ever was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece. You tax Signor Benedick too much, but he'll be meat with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service in these wars, lady.
You had musty victual, and he hath helped to eat it. He's a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier too, a lady. What is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtue.
Indeed, he is no less than a stuffed man, but for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There's a kind of merry war between Signor Benedict and her. They'll never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now's the whole man governed with one. I pray you, who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but it's the fashion of his cap. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No. If he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion now? Is there no young square that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He's in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, God! He will hang upon him like a disease. He is no sooner caught than the pestilence. The taker runs presently mad. Lord, if he have caught the Benedick, it'll cost him £1,000 ere it be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
Not till a hot January.
Don Pedro's approached.
Senor Leonardo, you have come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid costs. You encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. Oh, I think this is your daughter.
Her father hath many times told me so.
Were you a doubt, Signor, that you asked him?
Signor Benedick. No, for then you were a child.
It's a wonder you're still talking, Signor Benedick. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain. Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she has such meat food defeated as Signor Benedick? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Why is then courtesy a turncoat? For it is certain that I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would also have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood, and your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than hear a man swear he loves me.
For God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching cannot make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you're a rare parrot, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer, but to keep it your way, in God's name, I have done.
Always in with the jade's trick. I know you were bold.
That is the sum of all, Leonata. Senor Claudio, Senor Benedict, my dear friend Leonata hath invited you all. I tell her, we shall stay here at the least a month. She heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear, she is no hypocrite, but prays from her heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. My lady, let me bid you welcome. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please, at your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonata, we will go together.
Didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonata?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Was she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me for my simple true judgment, as an honest man should do, or would you have me speak after my professed custom as being a tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Well, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her. She were unhandsome. And being no other as she is, I don't like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Oh, could the world buy such jewels?
Yeah. And a case to put it into. But speaking of this with the sad brow, you play the flopping jack. It tells us Cupid is a good hair finder and Vulcan a rare carpenter. Come, what key shall the man take you go into song?
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, I see no such matter. Now there's her cousin. If she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her in much of beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary. Hero will be my wife.
It's come to this. Shall I never see a bachelor at 60 again? Shall the world not have one man who wears cap without suspicion? Oh, go to in faith, if thine ease a thirst thy neck to turn your side away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro's come back to seek you.
What secret have you held that you followed not?
Oh, I would your grace constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear this, Count Claudio? I can be as secret as a dumb man. I warrant thee, I would have thee think so. But on my allegiance? Mark you this, on my allegiance? He's in love. With who? Now that's your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Leonata's Leonata's short daughter.
Oh, if this were so, so were it other.
Amen. For if you love her, she is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And by my troth, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two troughs and face, I've spoken mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
Neither I know how she is worthy, or feel how she should be loved, is the opinion fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wasn't ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part but in the force of his will.
No. That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I should have a retreat winged in my forehead, or hang my bugle in a visible baldric, all women shall pardon me. For I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, which I may go the finer, I will die a bachelor.
I shall see thee, or I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with hunger, or with sickness, my lord, not with love. Prove to you I lose any more love than I gain, any more blood with love than I gain again with drinking. Pluck out my eyes and hang me up for the brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if thou dost ever fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle, like a cat, and shoot at me. and he that hits me, let me clap on the shoulder and call Adam.
Well, you hear that, Claudio? You have anything else to say?
The savage bull may bear the yoke, but ever the sensible bandit bear it. Pluck out the bull's horns and set them in my forehead. Let me be vilely painted. Let them signify with my sign, here is good horse to hire. Let them say unto me, here you may see Benedict, the married man.
If this should ever be so, thou wouldst be horn mad.
Nay. If Cupid have not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou wilt quake for this shortly.
I'll look for an earthquake too then, my lord.
Well, your temporise within the hour. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, reply to Leonata. Commend me to her and tell her I will not fail you at supper. For indeed, she hath made great preparation.
And so, I leave you.
Your Highness, your grace now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonata any son, my lord?
No child but hero. Dost thou affect her, Claudia?
Your grace, when you went onward in this ended action, I looked upon Hero but with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with the book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and her mother, and thou shalt have her. Was it not to this end that thou beginnest to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, no love's grief by his complexion. Although, lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise.
I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise and tell fair Hero I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. And then afterwards with her mother will I break, and in conclusion, she shall be thine. Signor Claudio, in practice, let us put it presently.
What the good year? My lady, why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds, therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
When I have heard it, what blessings bring it.
If not a present remedy, at least the patient's sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being as thou sayest thou art born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. It cannot be what I am not. I must be sad when I have cause and laugh at no man's jest. Sleep when I am tired and tend on no man's business. Eat when I am hungry and wait for no man's leisure. Laugh when I am merry and call no man in his humor.
Yeah. But you must not make a full show of this unless you can do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace. Where it is impossible you should take true root but by the fair weather that you make for yourself, it is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in my brother's grace. And it better suits my blood to be disdained by all that have fashioned a carriage to rob love of any. In this, though it cannot be said that I am an honest, flattering woman, it cannot be denied that I am a plain-dealing villain. I have been trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog, and therefore have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you find no use for your discontent?
I make all use for it, for I use it only. Who comes here?
Hey, hi.
What news brought you?
I just came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, was being royally entertained by Leonata, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model for me to build mischief on? What fool is it that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? And who? Which way looks he?
Mary on Hero, the doctor and heir of Leonata.
Very forward march chick. How came you to this knowledge?
Well, being entertained as a perfumer as I was smoking a musty room, comes me, the prince and Claudio. Hand in hand in sad conference, I went me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself. And having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come. Come. This may prove food for my displeasure. That young Starda, Claudio, hath all the glory of my overthrow, and if I can cross him in any way, I count myself blessed every way. You both are sure you'll assist me?
To the death, my lady.
Let us to the supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. And would the cook were of my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your ladyship.
Was not Don John here at supper?
I saw her not. How tartly that gentlewoman looks, I never can see her, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
She is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man made just in the midway between her and Benedick. One is too like an image and says nothing, and the other like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then half Senor Benedick's tongue in Don John's mouth, and half Don John's melancholy on Senor Benedick's face.
The good leg and a good foot, and money enough in his purse. Such a man could win any woman in the world if he could get her will.
By my troth, niece, thou will never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd at thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending in that way. For it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Just if he send me no husbands, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard, I'd rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth, well, he is not for me. And he that is less than a man, well, I am not for him. Therefore, I will even take 6 in earnest at the bare board and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate. And there will the devil meet me like an old cuckoo with horns on his head. He says, get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for you, maids. So, deliver I up my apes, And away to St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there we live as merry as the day is long.
Well, daughter, I trust you will be ruled by your mother.
Babe, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Mother, as it pleases you. But for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Mother, as it pleases me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make man of some other metal than earth.
The revelers are entering. Make a room.
I would you did like me.
So is that I have any ill qualities.
Which is one?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you all the better. Amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk?
The clerk is answered.
I know who you are. You are Senor Claudio.
That a word I'm not.
I can tell you by the wagging of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You can never do him so well unless you were the very man. Here's his hand up and down. You are he.
That a word I'm not.
Come, you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Graces will appear if there's an end.
No, you shall pardon me.
No, you tell me who you are.
Now.
That I was disdainful, that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales. Well, this was Schindler Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
He never make you laugh.
I pray you, where is he?
Why, he is the prince's fool, a very dull jester. Only his talent is in devising impossible slanders, but none but libertines delight in him. The commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and angers them, or they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he's in the fleet. I would he had fortune.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two upon me, which peradventure not marked or not laughed at. Strikes a man to melancholy. Then there's a partridge wing saved with a fool, eat no supper that night. Oh, you must follow the leader.
And every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, leave them at the next turning.
brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn her mother to break with her about it. The ladies have followed, and one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearings.
What?
Are you not Signor Benedick?
You know me well, I'm he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from it. She is no equal for his birth, and you may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
Oh, I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Let us to the supper.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedick. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudia. Oh. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore, let all hearts in love use their own tongues and negotiate for themselves. For beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. This was an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Therefore, farewell, hero!
Oh, hi, Claudio.
Yea, same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow about your own business, County. How will you wear the garland of? Around your neck like a usurer's chain, or under your arm like a lieutenant's scarf? You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
What? That's spoken like an honest drovey or so they sell Blalock's. But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll strike the post?
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Alas. Poor hurt fowl.
Now he'll creep into sedges. That my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me. The prince's fool. It may be I go under that title because I am married. Yea, I am not apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the bitter, though ill-naked base of Beatrice that puts the world in her person, and so does me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, senor. Where's Claudio? Have you seen him?
Troth, my lord, I played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your good grace has gone the goodwill of his lady. To that I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or make him a rod as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy. who, being overjoyed at finding a bird's nest, shows it to his friend, who steals it.
Will thou make a trust a transgression? The transgression is with the steel.
Yet it had not been amiss. The rod had been made, and the garland too. For the rod he might have bestowed on you, and the garland he might have worn himself. Who, I take it, has stolen his bird's nest.
I would but teach them to sing, and restore them to their honor.
By my troth, my lord, if your singing answers their saying, then you say truthfully.
The Lady Beatrice has a quarrel to you. The gentleman she danced with tonight said she is very wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak with one green leaf would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester. That was duller than a great thaw, hurling jest upon jest upon. With such great conveyance, I stood a man in the mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath was as terrible as her terminations, oh, there would be no living thing near her. She would infect the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed all Adam had before he had transgressed. Yeah, and she would have made a Hercules turn spit too and collect his club to make a fire. Yeah, come, talk not of her. You will find her in for age good apparel. I would to God some scarlet garnered her here. For surely a man may live as peaceably in hell as a sanctuary, and people sin to go thither. So all perturbation, disquiet, and anger follows her.
Oh, look, here she comes.
Does your grace have any service to me to the world's end? I will now go on the farthest cliffs to the antipodes for your grace. I will fetch you a toothpicker from the farthest inch of Asia. I'll bring you the length of Prester John's foot. I'll bid you a hair off the great Chan's beard. Do not make any embassy for me to the pygmies that hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me.
None, but to desire your great company.
My lord, this is a dish I love not. I cannot endure thy lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the hearts of Signor Benedick.
Indeed, he lent it me in a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Marry once before he wanted of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may say I've lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I prove the mother of fools. I've brought you Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why? Count, what for thee sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn, if he be so, I think his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, come hither. I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is one. I have broke with her mother, and her good blood obtained. Name the day of the marriage, and God give thee joy. God give thee joy. God give thee joy.
Count! Take me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and may grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I would be but little happy if I could say how much. My lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give myself away for you, and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him speak neither. on the windy side of care. He tells her in her heart, he's in her heart.
So she doth, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance, and thus go everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hi ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I'd rather have one of your father's children. You're your brother like him? Your father got excellent husbands. It's amazing somebody.
Will you take me, lady?
Unless your grace may have another for working days, your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your pardon, I was born to speak all mirth and no math.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes of you, for out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No! I mean, sure, my mother cried, but then a star was danced, and under that I was born. Presidents, God give you joy!
Niece, will you go look after those things I told you of?
I cry your mercy by your grace's pardon.
By my troth, pleasant spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps. Not even sad then. For I've heard my daughter say she's often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all of her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
My lord, if they were but 1 week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches until love has all its rights.
Not till Monday, which is hence in a time too soon, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Come. You shake the head at so long a breathing, County, but I warrant thee, the time will not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it of action, I doubt not, but to fashion it, if you three would minister such assistance as I will give direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, if it helps my cousin do a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefulest husband I know thus far, can I praise him. He is of a noble strength, of approved valor and confirmed honesty. I will help you humor your cousin in such a way that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your 2 helps, will humor Benedict in such a way that, in despite of his quick wit and queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. Now, if we shall do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory will be ours, for we are the true love gods. Come, go in, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonata.
Yes, my lady, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicine to me. I am sick in displeasure with him. Whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lady, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told you a year since how much I am the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can. At any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
What life is there in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother, spare not to tell him he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you so mightily uphold to a contaminated stale, such a one as hero.
And what proof shall I make of this?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, undo Claudio, vex hero, and kill Leonata. Look you for any other issue.
Only to despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me in the tower to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal both to the prince and Claudio, where, as in love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to become under the semblance of a maid, that you have discovered thus. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances that shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret hero, hear Margaret term me Claudio. Bring them this very night before the intended marriage. For I, in the meantime, will so fashion the matter that hero shall be absent, and it will appear such seeming truth of hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance and all the preparation overthrown!
Huh?
Huh?
Grow this to what adverse issue you can. I will put it into practice. Be cunning in this, and thy fees 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in thy accusation and thy cunning. Shall not shame me.
Wilt thou presently learn the day of the marriage?
Boy! Senor?
In my chamber window lies a book.
Uh-huh.
Bring it hither to me.
But sir, I'm already here.
I know that. I'd have thee hence and here again. That my late. I do much wonder that one man housing another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will then become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there is no music for him but the drum and the fife. Now he rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known when he will walk 10 miles foot to see a good armor. And now he'll lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose like an honest man and a soldier. But now he's turned to orthography. His words are mere fantastical banquet. So many strange dishes. Shall I be so converted and see with these eyes? Oh. I cannot tell. I think not. I'll take oath on it that love may transform me into an oyster. But till love make an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another wise, yes, I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. Till all these graces be in one woman. One woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, oh none. Fair, I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Virtuous, I'll never cheapen her. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And the color of her hair shall be whatever color pleases God. Oh, it's the prince in me should love. I will hide me.
Come, shall we hear this music? Come, Heather, Leonardo. Now, what was it on today that you were telling me about your niece, Beatrice, being in love with Senor Benedict?
I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I either. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Senor Benedict, who she seemed in no outward appearance ever to abhor.
Is it possible, Sister Wendy can her?
And by my troth, my lord, I know not what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It's past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she does but counterfeit.
Oh, faith like enough. Oh, God.
Counterfeit? There was never counterfeit the passion came so near the life of passion as she discovered.
How? What effects of passion shows she?
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard her tell you how.
She did indeed.
How? How, pray you? You amaze me. I would have, I thought, her affection been her spirit been invincible against all assaults of affection.
And I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
What? Has she made her passion known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed, so your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that have so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she now when she's beginning to write to him. For she'll be up 20 times a night, and there in her sloth will she sit till she has writ a sheet of paper. 'Tis very true.
Now you talk of a sheet of paper. I remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of. Yes.
When she had written and was reading over it, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheets. She tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she would be so immodest to write to one she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit. I would flout him if he writ me, yea, though I love him. I should.
And then, down upon her knees she fell, weeps, sobs, tears her hair, beats her heart, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict! God give me patience.
She doth indeed, my daughter tells us all. The ecstasy hath overborne her so much, my daughter is afeard she would do a desperate outrage to herself. 'Tis very true.
It were good that Benedict would find out by some other, if she would not discover it.
To what end? He would but make a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should. It were at arms to hang him. She's an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything but loving Benedict.
My lord, wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body, we have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath the victory. And I am sorry for her as I have just cause being her guardian.
I would. She had bestowed that dotage on me, I would have daffed all other respects and made her have myself.
it good, think you?
Hero thinks that surely she'll die. For she says she will die if he love her not. And she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her. Rather than make one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. She should make tender of her love. 'Tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
He hath a outward happiness.
Before God, and in my mind, he's very wise.
He doth show some spark that are like wit.
Yes.
And I take him to be valiant.
I am sorry for your need. Should we want to go tell Benedick of her love?
Oh, no, never tell him, my lord. Oh, let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
I'm sure we'll hear more of it from your daughter. Let it cool a while. I love Benedick well, but I was hoping that he would modestly examine himself just to see how unworthy he is of such a good lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner's ready.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the very truth of it from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have the full bent. Love me? Why? It must be requited. I hear I am censored. They say I will also bear myself proudly if she make her love known. They say too that she'd rather die than make any sign of affection known to me. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that can hear the detractions and put them to mending. Say the lady is fair. 'Tis the truth, I can bear them witness. And virtuous, by my troth I can reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. It is no more addition to her wit, no greater scorn for her folly, for I'll be horribly in love with her. I may have some odd quirks and chances of broken wit of me, because I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth he cannot endure in his age. Shall these quips and sentences and paper bullets of the brain arm man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I would live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice now. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spark some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come to dinner.
Lady Beatrice, I thank you for thy pains.
I took no more pains for those things than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
Oh, so you take pleasure then in the message?
Yea, Signor, so much as you may take upon a nice point. You have no stomach? Farewell.
Against my will, I'm saying, come bid thee come to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those things than you took pains to thank me.
That's as easy to say. Any pains I take for you is easy as thanks. If I do not take pity on her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I'm a fool.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There thou shalt find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the Prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower. There she will hide her to hear our conference. This is thy office. Bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I will bid her come. I warrant you presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. Let it be thy part to praise him more than any man ever did merit. Our talk must be of how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is Cupid's crafty arrow made, which only runes breakers. Now begin! For look, where Beatrice, like a lapwing, runs close to the ground, hear our conference.
Fear you not, my part of the dialogue.
No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. Her spirits are as coy and as wild as the haggard of rock.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my newly betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
Oh, they did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to have him wrestle with affection and never let Beatrice know of it.
And why did you so? Doth Benedick not deserve as full a fortune of bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, and is pride in what they look on, and her wit, oh, it values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love nor show any projection of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good she knew of his love, lest she make a sport of it.
Why, you speak the truth. I never saw a man how wise, noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward. If barefaced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and out of all fashions as Beatrice is not commendable, but who dare tell her so? If I should speak, oh, she would mock me into air, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste innocently. 'Tis a better death to die with mocks, which is as bad as to die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it, hear what she will say.
No. Rather, I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passions. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is so prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of the country, always excepted my dear Claudio.
I pray you be not angry with me, madam, speaking my fancy. Signor Benedick, for shade, forbearing, argument, and valor, goes foremost in report throughout the country.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day. Tomorrow. Come, go in with me. I will show thee some attires and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limes, I warrant you. We have got her.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some cupids kill with arrows. others with traps. What? Fire is in my ears. Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Well, contempt, farewell, maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the backs of such. And Benedick, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart with thy loving hand. Thou dost love, and my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve it. I believe it better than reporting thee.
To your marriage be consummate, then go I towards Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be too great a soil in the new gloss of your marriage, as in to give a child a new coat and forbid him to wear it. I will be bold with Benedick for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his feet, he is all mirth. He hath twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring, and the little hangman dared not to shoot at him, for his heart is as sound as a bell, and his tongue is the clapper for what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I, methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant. There's not a true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he is sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
You must hang it first and draw it afterwards.
Oh, what? I'm sorry for the toothache.
Oh, it's but a humor or a worm.
Well, every man can master a grief except he who has it.
Yet say I, he is in love.
Unless he has a fancy to this foolery, as it appears he has. He is not a fool for fancy, as you would have it appear he is.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. Brushes his hat in the mornings, what should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber?
Oh, no, but the barber's man hath been seen with him, and the old ornament of his cheek hath already stuffed tennis balls.
Indeed, he doth look lighter than he did by the loss of a beard.
Nay, he rubs on civet. Can any man smell him out by that?
That's as much as to say, the sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Nay, but to paint it for the which I hear what they say about him.
Oh, nay, but his jesting spirit, which is now crept into a lute string and governed by stops.
Indeed, a heavy tale to tell of him. Conclude he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
Oh, I know. I want the one that knows not.
Yes, and in his ill conditions, and in despite of all, die.
She shall be buried with her face upward.
Yet this is no charm for the toothache. Good senor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words that these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
Yes, Hero and Margaret have by this time played their part with Beatrice, and the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
Oh.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good then.
If leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private.
If it pleases you, however, Count Claudio may hear, for what I should speak concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
This you already know.
I know not that, and he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not, but let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by which I will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hoped to ensure an ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why? What's the matter?
Well, I came hither to tell you. Circumstances being shortened, for she has been too long talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she. Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I would call her worse. Think you have a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not but till further warned. Go with me tonight and see her chamber window enter, yea, even the night before her wedding. If you love her still, tomorrow wed her, but it would better suit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so.
I will not hear it.
If you dare not trust that you see, think not that you know. Go with me tonight, and I will show you enough, and when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I should see anything tonight why I should not marry her tomorrow, where I should wed her, there I will shame her.
As I woo with thee to obtain her, I will join thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no further till you are my witnesses. Bear it but coldly till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
O day untowardly turned.
Mischief strangely thwarted.
O plague rightly prevented. Or, so you shall say when you have seen the sequel.
Are you good women and true?
Yeah, or else it'd be pity that they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, should they have any allegiance within them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
I'll give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
Come hither, neighbor Sequel. God has blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored woman is the gift of fortune, but to read and write comes by nature.
Both which, Master...
You are thought to be the most senseless and fit woman for constable of the watch. Therefore,
Bear you the lantern.
this is your charge. You are to comprehend all vagrom men. You may bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Why then, let him alone, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
Yea, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall make no noise in the street, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We would rather sleep than talk. We know it belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like a most ancient and quiet woman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend, only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you are to call to all the alehouses and bid them that are drunk, get them to bed.
And how if they will not?
Let them alone until they are sober, and if they make you not the better the answer, you may say, they are not the men you took them for.
Well, ma'am.
If you meet a thief in the streets, you may, by virtue of your office, suspect him to be no true man, and for such kind of men, why the less you meddle and make, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may. But I believe they that touch pitch will be defiled. The more peaceable way, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
You always have been called a merciful woman.
Nay, I would not hang a dog by my will, much less a woman with any honesty in her.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
How? If the nurse be asleep and will not hear it?
Why then, depart in peace, and let the child wake her with crying. For the ewe that will not hear the lamb when it bays, will not hear the calf when it bleats. 'Tis very true. This is the end of the watch. Constable, you are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, my lady, I think I cannot.
Thou shalt to one on it. Any man who knows the statutes, you may stay him. Though not without the prince be willing, for the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
My lady, I think it be so.
Well, ladies, good night. And if any matter of which chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsel and your own. Good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, ladies, we have our charge. Let us sit upon the bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One word more. Fellow ladies, I pray you, keep an eye about Signora Leonardo's door, for the wedding being tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
What? Conrad!
Please, stir not.
Conrad, I say!
Here, ma'am, I'm at thy elbow.
Mass in my elbow itched. I thought there would a scab follow.
I will only answer for that. Now forward with thy tale.
Come then under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I, like a true drunkard, will utter all to thee.
Some treason. Yet stand close.
Therefore know that I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask if any villainy should be so rich, for when rich villains have need of poor ones, the poor ones may make what price they will.
I wonder at it.
Therefore know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman, to hero. She leans me out her lady's chamber window and bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. But I should first tell thee how the Prince Claudio and my master planned to place him possessed by my master Don John, so far off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was hero?
2 of them did, the Prince and Claudio, but my master, that devil, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which did first possess them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander Don John had made. Off went Claudio enraged with what he saw, swore he would meet her as appointed, and the next morning in front of the whole congregation shame her with what he saw overnight, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name stand. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
Ladies. Ladies.
Never speak. We charge you to let us obey you to come with us.
We are thus like to make a good commodity being taken up these ladies' bill.
A commodity in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
Go wake my cousin Beatrice, for I desire her to rise.
I will, lady.
And bid her come hither.
Well,
I think your other rubato were better. No, good Meg, over this. But my troth's not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say, my cousin's a fool, now and another. No, good Meg, over this.
I liked the new tire within excellently,
thought. Browner, and your gown's the most rare fashion. I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so. Oh, that exceeds, they say. 'Tis but a nightgown in comparison to yours, cloth of gold and cuts with lace set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts, and round underborn with a bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, excellent fashion, yours is talent.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceedingly heavy.
And will soon be heavier by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee! Art thou not ashamed?
Of what? Of speaking honorably? Is marriage not honorable with a beggar? Is your lord not honorable without marriage? I think you will have me say, saving your reverence a husband. Because bad speaking do not rest true judgment. Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think, if it is the right wife and the right husband. 'Tis otherwise heavy and not light. Ask my Lady Beatrice. Here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz! Good morrow, sweet girl.
How now?
Do you speak in the sick tune? And out of all other tune, methinks.
Perhaps in a light of love. Do you sing it and I'll dance it?
Yea, light of love with your heels. If your husband has stables enough, you shall see he lack no barns.
Illegitimate construction, I scorn that with my heels.
Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill. I hope.
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband?
For the letter that begins them all, H.
And you be no more churn jerk, there's no more sailing by the star.
What means the full trow?
Nothing I. But God send everyone their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me, they're an excellent perfume. I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maiden stuffed, there's really catching of a cold.
God, help me, God, help me. How long have you professed apprehension?
Ever since you left it. Doth my wit not become me rarely?
It's not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. Oh, my troth, I am sick.
Get you some distilled Cardus Benedictus. Hold it close to your heart, it is the only thing for a claw.
There thou prickest her with that thistle. Benedictus, why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No, by my troth, I've no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think, perchance, that I think that you are in love. Nay, my fair lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor list what I think, nor list what I can think, or think my heart out of thinking. That you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedict was such another, and now he has become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet, in spite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you be converted, I know not, but methinks you look on his eyes as others do.
What peace is this thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gown.
Madam, withdraw! The prince, the count, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Help me to dress, good cousin, get her to love!
I tore the veil. I tried to put it on my neck. Ursula, Mark. Lord. What would you with me, honest neighbors?
Mary, ma'am, we would have some confidence which discerns you nearly.
Your brief I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Mary, ma'am, that it is.
Yes, in truth it is, ma'am.
What is it, my good friends?
Good neighbor Burgess here speaks a little off the mark. Her wits are not so blunt as God help I wish they were, but an honest soul as the skin between her brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any woman living that is a woman and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous.
Hello, brown neighbor Burgess.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
It pleases your worship to say so. We are but the poor Duke's officers, though for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all of your worship.
All thy tediousness on me.
Yea, then 12,000 pound more than 'tis, for I hear on good exclamation on your worship as any man in the city, and though I be but a poor woman, I am glad to hear it.
And so am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Mary, ma'am, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, has taken a couple of his errant names as any understand.
Well said! In faith, neighbor Burgess, an honest soul by my troth as any that ever broke bread. But God is to be worshipped. All are not alike. Alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, she comes too short of you.
The gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
Mary, ma'am, our watch hath indeed comprehended two auspicious persons and would have them examined before your worship.
Then take your examinations yourself and bring them to me. I am now in great haste as it may appear unto you.
It shall be sufficient.
Drink some wine, ere you go. Fare you well.
My lady, they say for you to go give your daughter to her husband.
I will wait upon them. I am ready.
Go, good neighbor, and get thee to the sexton. Bid her bring her pen and inkhorn. We are to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We'll spare no wit, I warrant you. Here's that shall bring some of them to a non-come. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me there. Yes!
Friar Francis, be brief, only to the plain form of marriage. You can recount all other duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
To be married to her, Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count.
I do.
If either of you know of any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make this answer. None.
What men may do, what men dare do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now? Interjections. Or then some other maybe of laughing?
Stand thee by, friar. Leonata, do you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, to counterpoise the worth of this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonata, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She is but the sign and semblance of her honor. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself with? Comes not blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you would say. If I have known her, you would say that she embraced me as a husband and thus extenuated the forehand sin. No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with a word too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Alodine! See me. You seemed to me as Diane in her orb, as chaste as the bud ere it be blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well doth he speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak you not?
What should I speak? I stand here dishonored to have gone about to have linked my friend to this common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
They are spoken, my lady, and they are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
True.
Leonardo, stand I here? Is this the prince? Is this not the prince's sister? Is this face heroes? Are our eyes our own?
All of this is so, but what of this?
Let me move but one question to your daughter. And by that motherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so as thou art to my child.
Defend me. How I am beset. What catechizing call you this?
So make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
Meredith can, hero. Hero itself can blot out hero's virtue. What man was he talked with you yesternight? Out by your window betwixt the hours of 12 and 1. Now if you were a maid, answer to this.
I spoke with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why? Then you are no maiden. I'm sorry you must hear, Leonardo. Upon mine honor, myself, my sister, and this grieved count did hear you, see you at that hour last night. Talk to a ruffian, most like a liberal villain, confessing the vile encounters that you have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, my lord. They're not to be named, not to be spoken. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to those that utter them. And so, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
O hero, what a hero hadst thou been if half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Fare thee well, thou pure in piety and in pious purity. For thee I will lock up all the gates of love, but my eyelids shall conjecture hang, turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never again will it be more gracious.
Hath no man here a dagger point for me?
How do I hear a word forcing you down?
Come, let us go. These things thus revealed do smother her spirits of.
I'll dump the lady.
Dead, I think. Hero, Benedict, Friar, Bellini.
Faith, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
How now, hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Doth thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Can she here deny the story printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not ope thine eyes. For did I think that thou wouldest not quickly die, thought I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames. Myself would on the rearward of reproaches strike at thy life. Grieved I had but one. Should I for that at frugal nature's brain? One too much by thee. Why had I one? Why wast thou ever lovely in my eyes? I might have said no. No part of this is mine. This shame derives from unknown loins. But mine. And mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine I was proud on. So much that I myself was not mine valuing of her. But she has fallen into a pit of ink that the wide sea hath too few drops to wash clean again, and salt too little gets seasoned to our foul-tainted flesh.
My lady, be patient. For my part, I'm so tired and wonder I know not what to say.
On my soul, my cousin is belied.
My lady, were you not her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I had this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed, confirmed. Oh, stronger maid, that which was once barred up with ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, that loved her so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears? Hence from her, let her die.
Hear me a little, for I have only been silent so long and given away under this course of fortune. By noting of this lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start in her face, 1,000 innocent shames in angel light beat away those blushes, and in her eye there hath appeared fire to burn the error that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool, trust not my reading or my observation, which with experimental seal doth warrant the tenor of my book. Trust not my age, reverence, calling, nor divinity, if this sweet lady lie not guiltless under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that the only grace she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. Why seekest thou to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know who to accuse me, I know none. If I know more of any man alive who is made in modesty, doth more, let my sins lack mercy. Mother, prove you that any man with me met last night at unmet hours or that yesternight I may change the exchange of words with any creature and refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprision in these princes.
Two of them have the very bent of honor. If their wisdoms be misled, then this practice lives in Jean the Bastard, whose spirits toil in the frame of villainy.
I know not. If they speak truth of her, these hands shall tear her. But if they wronged her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not dried up this blood of mine, nor age so eat up my invention, nor my bad life reft me of my friends. But they shall find awakened such a kind both strength of limb and policy of mind, ability of means to quit me of them thoroughly.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princess left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it she is dead indeed. Maintain a mournful ostentation, and on your family's old monuments hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What will this do?
Marry this, well carried, shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good, but not for that dream I on this strange clause, but on this travail look for greater birth. She dying, as it must be so maintained, upon the instant she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For so it falls out that what we have, we prize not to its worth whiles we enjoy it, but being lacked and lost, why, then we rack the value, then we see the virtue that possession would not show us whiles it was ours. So shall it be with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his word, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination, and every lovely organ of his life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life into the eye and prospect of his soul, than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, if ever love had interested his liver, in which he had not so accused her, no, though he thought his accusations true. Let this be so, and doubt not but success shall fashion the event in better shape than I can lay down in likelihood. But if all aim but this be level false, the supposition of her death shall quench the wonder of her infamy. And if it sort not well, you may conceal her, as best befits her wounded reputation, in some reclusive and religious life, out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Signor Leonardo, let this friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the Prince of Claudio, yet by my honor I will deal in this as secretly and justly, should your soul show with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented, presently away. For to strange souls strangely we strain to cure. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day perhaps is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yes. And I will weep a while longer.
I would not desire that.
You have no reason, I do it freely.
Truly, I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
How much might the man deserve of me that raped her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
Very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so much as you. Is that not strange?
Strange is the thing I know not. Or possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not. And yet I lie not. I confess nothing. Nor deny nothing. Oh, I'm sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that I love you and make him eat it that says I not love you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest I love thee.
Why then, God, forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
Then do so with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that there is none left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thy enemy?
Is he not a prince in the heights, a villain that hath scorned and slandered and dishonored my kinswoman? Oh God, that I were man. What? Bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation uncover slander and medicated rigor. Oh God, that I were man. I would end his heart in the marketplace.
Beatrice.
Talk of the man in the window, a proper saying.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly count come that sweet gallant surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or I had a friend that would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned to tongue and tread one's tomb. He is now as valiant as Hercules who tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Beatrice, by this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than by swearing by it.
Know in your soul that Claudio hath wronged Hero.
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so leave you. By this hand, Claudio will render me a dear account. So you hear me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. You must say that she is dead. So, farewell.
The man has the cutest personality. And think of all the books about your various looks. What was it made of a toast of bereaved? She had a well-developed personality.
As our whole assembly appeared.
Oh, a stool for the sexton.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that am I, and my partner.
Nay, that is certain. We have the exhibition to examine.
Let them come before me. What's your name, friend?
Graccio.
Pray, write down Braccio. And yours, Sirrah?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Write down Master, Gentleman, Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yeah, I hope so.
Pray, write down that they hope they serve God. But write God first, for God defend, but God should come before such villains. Masters, it is said that you are false knaves, and it will be proved so shortly. What say you for yourselves?
Mary, sir? Say we are none.
A marvelous, witty fellow. I will go around with him. Pray, sir, the word in your ear. It is said that you are false.
Oh, ma'am, I say to you, we are none!
Stand aside! For God, they are both in a tale. Have you heard them up there now?
Ma'am, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
That's the honest way. Let the watch come forth. Ladies, in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, ma'am, that Don John, the prince's sister, was a villain.
Write down the prince's sister villain. 'Tis flat perjury to call the prince's sister villain.
Ma'am.
Pray you, sir, peace! I do not like thy look. I promise you.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
What burglary was ever committed?
Yeah, by mascot it is.
What else, friend?
And that Count Claudio did mean, by his words, to disgrace Hero and not marry her.
Oh, villains! That will be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
And what else?
That is all.
And that is more, masters, than you can deny. Don John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, and in this very manner refused. And upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Let these men be unbound and brought to Leonata's.
But I will go before and show her their examination.
Come. Let them be opinioned. Let them be
Coxcomb.
God's my life! Where's the sexton? Have you read down the prince's officer coxcomb? Thou will be looked to, thou naughty varlet.
Away! You're an ass. You're an ass.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that I were writ down an ass. Yet forget not that I am an ass. And though it may not be writ down, yet remember that I am an ass. No, thou villain, art full of piety, which would be proved upon you by good witness. I'm a wise woman. And which is more, an officer. And which is more, a householder. And which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any in Messina. And a rich woman go to, and one who knows the law go to. And one who has had losses go to! And one with 2 gowns and everything handsome about her. Bring him away. That I will writ down as.
Good day.
Good day to you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonardo.
Some haste? Well, farewell. Are you so hasty now?
Nay, do not quarrel with us, woman.
Who wrongs her?
Mary, thou dost wrong me. Know, Claudio, to thy head that thou hast wronged mine innocent child in me, and I am forced to lay my reference. I sayest thou hast belied mine innocent child, and now she lie buried with her ancestors. Oh, in a tomb where never scandal slept. Save this by hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
Speak not right, lady.
My lord, I will prove it on his body if he dare. Despite his nice fence and active practice, his May of youth and bloom of lustihood.
Away! I'll not have to do with you.
We will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death. Upon thine honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord.
I will not hear it.
I will be heard.
See? Comes the man we went to seek.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lords.
Good day, Signor Benedick. You look almost the part, almost afraid.
We would like to have had our 2 noses snapped off by an old woman without teeth.
Leonardo, what thinkest thou?
In a false quarrel, there's no true valor. I've come to seek you both.
We have been up and down in search of thee. For we are high-proof melancholy, and can have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It's in my scabbard, shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear their wit by thy side?
Never did any so, although many have been beside their wit. I will bid thee draw, as we bid the minstrels draw, to pleasure us.
Sir, I will meet your humor in the career, so you charge it against me. I pray you choose another subject.
Nay then, give him another staff. This one hath broke cross.
By this light he changes more and more. I think he'd be angry indeed.
What courage, man! What thou care kill the cat? Thou hast enough mettle in thee to kill care.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I'll make it good how you dare with what you dare and when you dare. Do me right or protest your cowardness. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death will fall heavy on you. Come, let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I leave you not to your gossip-like humor. You bring jest as braggarts through their blazes. God be thanked, hurt not. My lord, I thank you for your many courtesies. I must discontinue your company. Don John the bastard is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For that, my lord Blackbeard and I shall meet. Till then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest. And I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
What a pretty thing man is, when he goes about in his doublet and his hose and leaves off his wit.
He is then a giant to an ape. But then, is an ape a doctor to such a man?
But, soft you, let me be. Pluck up my heart and be sad. Did he say Don John was fled?
Come you, sir, if justice cannot tame you shall ne'er find more reason to weigh in her balance.
What? One of my sister's men, Horatio one?
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
Officer, what have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed a false report. Moreover, they have verified untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. And lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. To conclude, they're lying news.
First, I ask thee, what have they done? Thirdly, I ask, why are they charged 6? And lastly, what is their offense? To conclude, what you lay to their charge?
Rightly reasoned, and in his own division and by my own troth, there can be only one meaning well suited.
What is your offense, masters, that you are thus bound to your answers? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What is your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me, and let this count kill me? I've deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not uncover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how your sister Don John incensed me to slander the lady Hero, how you watched me court Margaret in Hero's garments, how you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation, and for that I briefly desire nothing but the reward of villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
Struck poison while he uttered it.
Did my sister put thee up to this?
Yes, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
Then she is composed and framed with treachery, and fled upon this villainy.
Oh, sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved it.
Come. Bring away the plaintiffs. and half the reformed, Signora Leonata of the matter. And masters, when time and place shall serve, remember that I am an ass.
Here is Master Signora Leonata and the sexton.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes that when I make notes on another like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
Oh, you're wrong, her look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath have killed mine innocent child?
And I alone?
No, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank thee, princess, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done. If you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose on me what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Though sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my life, nor I. And yet, to satisfy the good lady, I would bend under any heavy weight she'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both possess the people here in Messina of how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be my nephew. My brother hath a daughter almost a copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble lady, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose henceforth of poor Claudia.
Tomorrow, I'll expect your coming. Tonight, I take my leave. And this naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your sister.
No, by my soul, she was not, nor knew not what she did when she spoke to me. But has always been just and virtuous, and anything that I say, know by her.
Moreover, ma'am, which is indeed not writ here under black and white, this plaintiff, the offender, did call me ass. I pray you, let it be remembered in his punishment. I beseech you, question him on that point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverend youth. I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains.
God save the nation!
Go. I discharge thee of thy prisoners, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave for your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart. Oh, and if a merry meeting be wished, God prohibit it. Good neighbor!
Until tomorrow, my lords. Farewell.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I will mourn with Hero.
Come, bring these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret how our acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
Heaven, I'm heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek.
Sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hand by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
And so high a style, Margaret, that no man shall come over it. For most comely truth, thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me. Why shall I always keep below stairs?
Your wit is like the greyhound's mouth that catches.
And yours is blunt as the fencer's foils, which hit, but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret, it won't hurt a lady. So I pray thee, call Beatrice. I give thee the bucklers.
Give us your swords, we have bucklers of our own.
If you use them, Margaret, you must be careful. You must put the pikes with the rice, for they are dangerous weapons for maids.
I will fetch Beatrice, who I think hath legs.
Therefore will come. That sits above and knows me and knows me. How pitiful I deserve. I mean in singing, but in loving. Leander, the good swimmer. Troilus, the first employer of panders. And a whole book full of these quantum carpetbangers whose names yet run smoothly and they even wrote a verse. Why, they never were so overturned as my poor self in love. Mary, I can't show it in rhyme. I've tried. I can find all the rhyme to lady, but baby. It's an innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn, hard rhyme. For school, fool, babbling rhyme, very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet. No, I cannot woo in festival terms. Sweet Beatrice! Wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, Signor, depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken, very well. And yet, ere I go, let me go with what I came, which knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is what foul wind, and foul wind is what foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I would depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word right out of his sense, so forcible is thy wit. I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge. So I must shortly hear from him, which describe him a coward. So I pray thee now, for which of my bad parts thou first fall in love with me for?
For them all together, which maintain a politic state so evil that they will not allow any good part to intermingle with them. But I pray you, for which of my good parts thou first suffer love for me?
Suffer love for good epitaph. I do suffer love, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think, poor heart. You spite it for my sake, and I'll spite it for yours. I will not love that which my friend hates.
You and I are too wise to woo peaceably. How doth your cousin?
Very ill.
How doth you?
Ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. And there I will leave you, because here comes one in haste.
You must come here, cousin. Yonder so coiled home. It has been proved my lady here hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John the author of all, who is fed and gone. Will you come presently?
Would you come hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy eyes, die in thy heart, and be buried in thy lap. Moreover, I'll go with you to thy cousin's.
In all the old
done to death by slanderous tongues, was the hero that here lies. Death, ingorden of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died in shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou there upon her tomb, giving her praise when I am done. Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew thy virgin night, for the which with songs of woe round about her tomb they go. Midnight, assist our moan, help us to sigh and to groan heavily, heavily. Graves yawn and yield your dead, till death be uttered heavily, heavily. Now unto thy bones good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
And so were the Prince and Claudio, who accused her from the error you heard debated. But Margaret did have some part of this, although against her will.
Well, I am glad that all things sold so well.
And so am I, or by faith and force of Claudio for a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdrawn to a chamber by yourselves, and when I call for thee, come hither masked.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me or undo me, either one. Signor Leonardo, it is known that your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That eye you received from my daughter. 'Tis very true.
And I, with an eye of love, requite her.
That sight whereof you received from me, Claudio, and the prince. But what is your will?
Your answer, senor, is enigmatical. But for my will is your goodwill for it to this day be conjoined in the honorable state of marriage. To those ends, friar, I shall require your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Oh, here come the Prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to be married with my brother's daughter? Call her forth. Is the friar ready?
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same as she, and I do give you her.
Well then, she is mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No. That you shall not till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I am your husband, if you'll have of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you left, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And as I stand before you, I am a maid.
The former hero? The hero that was dead?
Oh, she died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement cannot qualify. When after that the holy rites are ended, I will tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, let wonders seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair friar, which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
No, no more than reason.
Why then, the Prince Claudio and your cousin were mistaken. They swore you did.
Well, do not you love me?
No more than reason.
Why then, my cousin Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were sick for me.
They said you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no matter. So you do not love me then?
No, but in friendly recompense.
Oh, come, cousin. I'm sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here's a paper written in his own hand. A halting sonnet of his own pure brain. Fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written in my cousin's hand, her affection unto Benedick.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee. But by this light, I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
How does thou, Benedict, the married man?
I tell thee what, Prince. A college of wit crackers cannot flop me out my humor. Stop think I care for a satire or an epigram. No. If a man shall be beaten with brains and wear nothing handsome about him, in short, since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to the world's end that can be said against it. So therefore do not flog me for what I've said against it. For man is a giddy thing. And this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee. But since I have to live as my kinsman, live unbruised and love my cousin.
Well, what wouldst thou have denied, Beatrice, that I might have cudgelled thee out of thy single life and made thee a double dealer? Which, out of question, thou wilt be, if my cousin doth not look exceedingly narrow at thee.
Come, we are friends. Let us have a dance here that we are married, so we have lights in our hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterwards.
First of my word, before playing music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife. There's no staff more reverend than the one tipped with horn.
My lady, Don John has taken flight and returned to Messina with armed guard.
Think not to return till tomorrow. I will devise thee great punishments for her. Strike up, pipers!